Not gonna lie to you, this was a pretty good episode of Monday Night Raw coming off the heels of Survivor Series War Games this past Saturday night. So we're not gonna waste any time. We're gonna get straight to it. We kicked off the show with the big time Bex, the man. Becky Lynch is back. You know, she's been gone. She says she's good to be back on Raw. She missed you, the fans. She missed everyone. She's gone into the crowd. She's high fiving fans. She's putting a few fans over and all that good stuff. And who ruins this amazing moment? Damage Control, the leader itself, Miss Role Model herself, Bailey. She comes out to the ring. She pretty much tells the fans like, "Oh, you guys suck. Becky, you suck. Like I've held this place down. This is my ring. This is my house. All that stuff." And Becky's like, "All right, you want to go at it? Let's go at it. Let's go." So she's about to make her way back down to the ring, but then the rest of Damage Control come from the crowd. So they start fighting off, and this leads to them pretty much her a 3-on-1 that leads into the crowd, into the concession stand, and the lunch box with the Money in the Bank lunch box and the merchandise table and all that stuff. This was a really, really good opener. It's really good to have Becky Lynch back. I think Becky's going to bring that much energy, really bring that energy to the Raw Women's Division, the women's division as a whole. Not saying that the other women haven't, but, you know, Becky's obviously another big star. And her and Bailey, I think their feud should be really good. You know, it seems like they're going to continue that. But yeah, this was a really good start to the first hour of Monday Night Raw, which was actually commercial free. We got Mia Yim versus Rhea Ripley, which didn't really last long. This was a note. This turned into a whole stable versus stable match. Judgment Day versus the OC. This was a pretty good match, I thought, to be honest with you. Judgment Day got the win here, so Balor and Rhea, well, yeah, Balor and Rhea were able to get their wins back. You know, obviously Rhea was able to get her win back from Mia. Finn was able to get his win back from AJ, and this was a really good match. All teams delivered here. I had real no problems with this one. We heard from the Bloodline. The Bloodline are officially, pretty much officially together. Sammy and Jey Uso, they're on the same page. Kevin Owens comes out. He's like, "Look, man, I'm done with you. Like, I don't want to. I want to have no association with you. I don't want to be your friend and that stuff." This leads to the main event between Kevin Owens and the return of main event Jey Uso. Man, I missed main event Jey Uso, so it's good to have him out tonight in the main event. Speaking of main events, speaking of returns, we saw the return of the Street Profits. It's good to see the Street Profits back. We haven't seen them in a while. I think it was Montez who was out with an injury. I think so. I may be wrong. But it's good to see them back. They fought Alpha Academy. Solid match, but a really good return for the Street Profits. We all know that from the heavens that Frog Splash was nothing but phenomenal. It's good to see the Street Profits back, man, in the tag team division. All around good stuff all around. Austin Theory and Seth Rollins had their little heated verbal exchange. Theory's like, I'm the face of Monday Night Raw," and then Rollins like, "You're not the face of Monday Night Raw, kid." Like Rollins, the one word that's gonna piss Theory off is kid. Like Ziggler called him a few weeks ago. He called him kid, and we all saw what happened to Ziggler. So yeah, man, Theory pretty much stared him down, but he said he was gonna fight him on his own time. So maybe they fight a few weeks, maybe on like the Christmas special edition. I don't know, but we'll see. But yeah, I thought that was a really cool segment there. Dexter Loomis versus The Miz. This is an anything goes match. Obviously, if Loomis wins here, he gets the Miz has to pay him the money and he earns a WWE contract. I thought this match was solid for the most part. I thought Miz looked well. Dexter Loomis looked good here. I thought Miz looked good here, even in defeat, and even trying to pull out with an injury, even though he wasn't really injured. You know, classic Miz. But Dexter Loomis gets the win. He gets the money. He gives it to a few fans, which was cool. And then the Miz took the money from him. Bad old Miz. Gargano came out, hits him with the super kick, and hands the bill back to the kid. And the kid was actually checking to see the money was real. So shout out to the kid for doing that. Um, but yeah, Dexter Loomis is officially part of the Raw roster. So might as well put him and Gargano together because Gargano, I mean, he ain't really. I won't say he's really ain't doing nothing, but like, there's really no real direction for him right now. So obviously, there's history with him and Dexter. So you know, Dakota Kai and Candice LeRae was next. Candice LeRae also made her return tonight. We had a lot of returns tonight. This was a pretty solid match actually between Candice LeRae and Dakota Kai. And Candice LeRae got the win here, rightfully so. It made sense to give her the win. And yeah, I thought this was just some solid stuff between the two. And Candice LeRae will maybe this might be the start of her picking some wins up again. Who knows? So we got a backstage interview with Bianca, Alexa, and Asuka, and you saw the Bray Wyatt logo in the back, and Alexa Bliss's demeanor. Obviously, her demeanor was different from Bianca and Asuka, and even Bianca and Asuka were finally looking at her because Kathy asked her, she's like, Alexa, you got anything to add on? Alexa was just like, oh yeah, I'm good, I'm good, even though 2 seconds ago she wasn't. And then Bianca and Asuka were like, girl, like, you good? Like, you were kind of spaced out a little bit. You've been smoked. You've been hanging out with Riddle. What's going on? You know what I'm saying? Um, I this might be the start of Alexa Bliss's transformation. Maybe back to being with Bray Wyatt. Who knows? We'll have to see. So I'm really curious to what they're seeing that. Alexa Bliss has been like that for weeks, obviously. The main event, Jey Uso takes on Kevin Owens. This was a pretty good matchup right here. The ending was pretty good as well. And it capped off, honestly, a pretty good episode of Monday Night Raw. I didn't have no problems with this episode tonight, to be honest with you. Like, there wasn't really any matches where I was like, oh, like, I wasn't into this or this. Like, I thought it was a pretty good episode coming off the heels of War Games. Um, we'll see what happens on SmackDown this Friday. Speaking of which, I know this Saturday I'm probably going to do my Ring of Honor final battle and NXT deadline pay-per-view predictions. But they got to get more matches at the Ring of Honor, so we'll see. But yeah, we'll see what happens. It's questionable. To be determined, the best way to put it. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Remember to subscribe to the channel. As of right now, we're about 3 subs away from 1,980 subs. Ultimately, the big 2K. I'm trying to get to that. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. This has been the Kid DC Wrestling, and so yeah.